This is what 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds looks like. The 992 Turbo might just be the world's best daily driver, and particularly the cabriolet, because you can fit 2 sets of golf clubs in the back seat when the top's down, and you can still have a passenger with you. The rear seats even fold as well, which is super nice. That way you can put stuff in the rear seats without worrying about damaging the leather in the back. We've also got a front trunk with 4.5 cubic feet of storage space, plenty for a weekend trip or for running to the grocery store. The performance of the 911 Turbo is insane. We've got a 3.8-liter twin turbocharged flat six making 572 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, which is good to sprint from 0 to 60 miles an hour according to Porsche in 2.8 seconds. Although magazines and my butt have determined that it's a lot quicker than that. It's so efficiently packaged in here that in order to see the engine at all or to top off your essential fluids, you have to actually partly open the convertible top mechanism. It opens like that, and now you can add coolant and oil. The 911 Turbo is actually surprisingly practical around town. It has a super fast-acting front lift, so you can get in and out of parking lots and inclines very easily, but also because of its active aero. We're in Sport Plus mode right now. This spoiler drops down for more downforce and better aerodynamics. I like the fact that it's made of this rubbery material, so if you scrape it, it's cheaper to replace than carbon fiber. But if you put the car into normal mode, this actually tucks underneath the front bumper to give you even more ground clearance. The interior in the 911 Turbo is absolutely amazing. The fit and finish, the materials, everything. The design language is unbelievably impressive. To fire it up, foot on the brake, key to the left of the steering wheel. We've got an 8-speed PDK transmission. To put it into drive, pull this lever back. If you push it forwards, super easy to use backup camera with a surround view camera, so you're not going to run into anything or curb your wheels. Paddles mounted on the steering wheel, drive mode selector on the steering wheel itself to switch between normal, sport, sport plus, individual, and wet mode. Here we go. Because the Turbo is all-wheel drive, you can drive it in the rain. Now, I wouldn't try this, but Porsche, to demonstrate the all-wheel drive system, actually took a 911 Turbo S up a ski mountain in the middle of winter to show how good it was in the snow. So obviously, it's pretty good in inclement weather. But the best part of the 911 Turbo is how it drives. But before we continue, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Carly. If you have a car, you need an OBD2 scan tool, and Carly makes it as easy as possible. Simply plug it in and connect to your car via a phone app. We can run diagnostics on the car, check for issues, and Carly will decode all the issues in super easy to understand terms. This will save you so much money because every time a check engine light comes on, you don't have to take your car to the dealership. You can even use Carly to unlock secret features in your car, which is awesome. Look at that, when the iDrive system starts, I can have it say M Performance or Alpina, Mini, John Cooper Works, even Rolls-Royce. That's hilarious. It can even help you with service and maintenance, so you stay on top of everything to make sure your car is running in tip-top shape. So guys, click the link in the description below and use code VehicleVirgins to get yourself 15% off Carly today. 0 to 60 in the 911 Turbo. As amazing as this car is as a daily driver, it's equally, and actually much better, at being a super fun weekend toy. Because of that all-wheel drive, the level of confidence you get in the turns is outrageous. I mean, the speed you can carry, it's obviously not quite as much as a GT3 RS, but it feels like you can just toss it through a turn much quicker than you should be able to, and the all-wheel drive system and the traction control will just sort it out for you. And that 8-speed PDK just shifts instantly. It's amazing that a car can be so usable every day and then have this level of performance in the canyons at the same time. I mean, that is what Porsche is the king at. And I know sometimes Porsche gets some flack for not sounding super good with their turbocharged cars, but honestly, with the sports exhaust, this 911 Turbo actually sounds really good. You hear that flat six coming through the turbos. A lot of times turbos will suck up the exhaust note, and so you don't really hear much other than turbo noise, but you hear that flat six piercing through. And then when you get the engine warm, you get these burbles and these backfires every once in a while that are just so satisfying. Oh, they're going on right there. And then because it's twin turbo, you don't actually have to downshift. It's got such intense low end torque that you're pretty much ready to go in any gear that you end up in. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, actually, first, before we put it into normal mode, let's go ahead and click the sport response button. Now we've got 20 seconds of maximum performance, increasing shift times. And then if we're in automatic mode, the downshifts are just insane. It just predicts that you're on a racetrack when you click the sport response button. All right, let's turn that off and put it into normal mode and drive this thing around like you would every day, because it really is fabulous in that situation. We've got the heated seats on, the climate control is fantastic, we've got cooled seats as well. Nice speaker system, Bose audio system. There's an upgradable Burmester one as well. The steering is easy, the visibility is great. It's open and airy in the cabin. You don't feel like you're driving a supercar where it's kind of, you know, a little bit claustrophobic. It's a really easy to drive car. And then when you put it into Sport Plus mode, it becomes a really fun to drive sports car or supercar. I'm in love with this thing. If I had an extra 230, 240 grand, I would have one of these as a daily driver, no doubt about it. So if you're on the fence about getting one of these, just get one. There's no way you wouldn't be anything but absolutely stoked on the purchase decision. This thing absolutely rocks. I love these seats as well. Super comfortable, super supportive. And I tried, you can fit 2 sets of golf clubs back there. I mean, how cool is that? In a sports car, 2 sets of golf clubs, and you and a friend can go to the golf course in your 911 turbo cab. Seems like the most 911 turbo thing to do ever. I absolutely love it. All right, I think we have to do another launch control because this car is way too fun to launch to not do. Basically infinite of them. And I believe when testing this car, Porsche did like 50 or 100 back-to-back launches to make sure it could handle that. Oh my God. That is insane. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.